twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Caught in Two Minds podcast.
Meanwhile, Shelly weaves his way through.
Well, hello. It's been a while, huh? Welcome to the podcast, Caught in Two Minds. E. Marshall, that's Fitz. Hold on, before I let you get in there. You remember when Bernie Mac, he was like, when black people go on break, we break.
We break.
So, yeah.
That doesn't mean we didn't have discussions about maybe doing something,
Right.
But break time.
Break time. We break. What's the point? Speculation, who we're going to buy. None of it matters. The only thing that matters is Friday.
Yeah.
Game number 1 of the season.
I mean,
so, we took a break. We're back. We're feeling good. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, Arsenal to kick off the Premier League for a team that has had some issues starting seasons for a while now. It felt like is this a setup? Is this why?
Right.
Why they got us starting there? But we performed. They came out and they performed.
Oh yeah. Before we get into all the festivities,
Yeah.
What's been going on with you, big dog?
Man, life's great, man. Everything's going pretty good. Getting back adjusted to the work life, the work culture.
Oh, you sold out, huh? When you got a job. Look at you.
But I'm happy. It's a job keeping me active and stuff. So I'm getting my steps in every day. And
are you really? Because I was gonna say it looked like you put on a few. I'm playing. Well, that's good shit. You're back. You're being an adult again. No more ride share.
I mean, you gotta appreciate a paycheck. It is nice getting that paycheck.
I'm like these kids nowadays. Not so sure about that. What's he doing to the global footprint of the world, dude?
But yeah, things going good. Summer's been nice. The rest of the country's burning up, but we've been having a really nice summer. Not too bad at all.
That's great. That's great because it can get cold and it's cold in the Bay in the summertime.
Yeah.
What was the saying? What is it? The coldest summer was the coldest anyway.
The coldest day.
Winter was a summer I
ever had was a summer in
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, something like that. Something like that.
Teamwork makes the dream work. You know what I mean? And these are some of the things we've been trying to teach Arteta throughout the offseason. Teamwork makes the dream work. Anyway, all or nothing.
Yeah.
Before you get into it, I have no interest at all to watch it. I put it on my wish list on Prime, you know what I mean, to maybe watch it and get into it. I just don't really have any interest. And some of the things I'm reading online, I love Arteta. You know what I mean? I want him to do good. I'm sure he's a great guy. He's buttoned up, smartest guy in the room, a little genius. I get all that. But let's relax, Let's relax. He's drawing shit. He's giving can he win something? Well, actually, he has the FA Cup.
And a community shield.
But that.
And a community shield. That's important. I got
people. Yeah. But people, I don't know. So I can't even really talk about it because I didn't watch it. But those are some of the things I'm reading. It's just like, I get it. I get it. He's cool.
So I've never watched any of these things. So when I went and found this one,
Right.
I was surprised to see that they did one on Tottenham and West Ham
Oh,
and
yeah.
like all these other teams. I didn't even realize this was like, this is their little 30 for 30 thing or what. I don't know.
No, it's like that they do it for football. What's that show?
It's like, okay.
But they do it all backwards. You know what I mean? Football does it. NFL football does a show called Training Camp or something.
Yeah.
Like, where they'll do all their preseason games if people make the team or get cut before the season. But when the season starts, it stops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they did the opposite with this. And you're right. I didn't know about that either because we're in our Arsenal bubble. That's why we don't know about other shit like that. But go ahead.
Yeah. But some of my feelings on it, I watched a couple episodes was it's time for me to drop my hatred of Xhaka.
Oh, really? You got a little insight into Xhaka?
I mean, just my only feeling is and that's really what I'm watching it for. Well, how is the chemistry? And, is there a chemistry in the locker room? Are these guys buying into Arteta? Do they buy into him? Like, how are they listening to him?
Right.
Me coming from an American sports perspective, like, I've seen like the best NBA teams, like on timeouts, half their players aren't even listening. Like,
oh, yeah. Well,
like, are they dialed in? And
that's a whole different beast, though, the NBA.
Yeah. So, I was kind of curious just to see inside the locker room. And what I got was the players, absolutely, they love Xhaka. They respect him.
Right.
Coach loves him and respects him. I got to drop it because it's just not good for my energy, Like, like he's not going nowhere right now. Right. He's definitely a part of this squad.
When Partey's out there with him, he's fine to me. I have no problems.
Yeah. Now, I will say one of the reasons why I'm saying I'm backing off too is it's my belief that we've got more talent around him and we don't ask him to be something that he's not.
That's a good point.
He doesn't have to push and try to be something special. And now I'm seeing him like kind of floating into like areas that are kind of more dangerous and positions where he can try to lay passes that count. And
I've been noticing his he does have a defensive awareness as far as when he's not trying to push too far, be too on the offensive side of things, you know what I mean? Push too far up. When he's kind of just like you're saying, you're not asking him to do much, and he's just kind of responsible for his little section of the pitch. And if he can get bored periodically, his defensive awareness on where to be, he's right around. He's not getting beat and having to catch up like you always say. He's just too slow to catch up or be out of position. But and like I said, if he's playing with Partey, it's nice, it's good. He can even cheat a little bit and get forward. Because, Partey, he pretty much covers it all, really.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Partey's definitely the beast that, like, he kind of just holds that middle together. We need him. We need him to be out there. And
he's got those touches, those little flicks. He's real crafty, too. He's a fun guy to watch out there when he's making, when he's connecting on his passes. My only beef with him sometimes is he can get a little loose with it as far as his passing. But for the most part, he's got those little flicks and those little sneaky passes. I enjoy him. So should I watch All or Nothing? That was my question to you. Should I watch it? I have no
quickly, my other little take was just the team is bought in, man. I see it. Like, even last year, the early stuff. And I think he might be a little wordy, but he's young and trying to like feel it out or whatever. But however it works, he speaks their language. Right. He's young, they're young. They listen to him intently, and they give him a lot of credit for helping them develop and things like that.
Right. Right.
Arteta's
Yeah. Come on,
he's
you
got
too.
their attention. They're listening. They're doing it. So it was,
You too. You oh gosh, he's our guy. Arteta, we love him. You're that guy too now.
Oh no, I haven't put any votes in about how
Okay.
much. I'm just talking about what I've seen on in the players' eyes. Yeah, they listen to him.
I know. I'm just messing around.
No, I mean the idea of he ever lost his locker room or this
all
is
that.
getting out of hand or it during the 3-game thing, they all were right in there listening to him and trying to fight for him and believed in what he was saying,
Yeah, no, he had already got, I think was Aubameyang was still on the team.
Aubameyang was there. Coincidentally, if there was one guy that wasn't quite as locked in as everybody else, it was him.
You can see that, huh?
Just a little bit, He tried to act like he was, but you can kind of see like.
See, that's one of the things I kind of wanted to see. Because I wasn't sure if Aubameyang was in this one, but I guess they followed him for the whole season.
Yeah,
and we should, as Arsenal podcast hosts, we should know that. But
yeah, and at the game 3 when they're losing, he did have one big, huge statement in front of everybody, which is another thing. Like it wasn't behind closed doors. He said, "No, not one person here should believe that I won't make changes. There's no guaranteed start on this team."
Right.
And he was obviously talking to Aubameyang, obviously, but he did it to the team.
So I'm gonna check it out, and I'll give you, I'm gonna hate on everything and be a jerk, but at the same time, what I mean? I'm more concerned with. I mean, I get it. The players, they listen to their coach at halftime. And I get it, but I want to see some. I want to see some results.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on to the new signings. I can only speak on 2. I'm not like getting everybody else. I'm seeing all the other guys. I could speak on Zinchenko and Gabriel, and I'm very pleased. Very pleased.
Yes.
I like the fact that we got players. Like it's usually Man City taking players from us, like, you know what I mean? But we took players from league winning, they won the league, Man City. We took 2 players for them and they came to play for Arsenal. Like, just think about that. Like, it's a complete reversal of how things usually are. So the point I'm getting to is to actually have seen these guys play and their tendencies and how they do things. I could be really confident that these 2 were going to be good signings. Not like all the signings before. I never saw Pepe play. I don't watch Ligue 1,
right?
Or some of the other people. But these 2 guys, I was like, they're going to be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I tell you the only thing I had with Gabriel Jesus that I was. I say I wasn't 100 in on him. I was 92 on him, on him, but I felt like he never got the time he needed in Man City because when he showed up, Aguero was there.
Yeah.
And
world-class player.
You just weren't taking Aguero's time. So,
yeah, that's a great point.
He was always playing kind of second fiddle a little bit, and I never thought like he ever got his size. So the only thing I questioned was I wasn't sure about like his hunger rate, his work rate. Like, what is it? Like, is he really that like dialed in and stuff? And as soon as I seen him play, I realized like he's a classic striker.
Right.
That knows how to play in the box and play with people and try to get into dangerous positions. And
totally, I was the same way. I thought I just noticed him. He always played out wide a lot. Like they wouldn't even play him as a number 9 last year when they didn't have one. Like he was playing out wide. And you're right. It took him a while to get going because Aguero was there. And when he got his chance, I was kind of worried about his goal scoring. I've always liked his energy and his technical ability, dribbling wise. I just didn't think.
I'm recording. Okay.
Go ahead. You need to go ahead. Yeah. Anyway, hey, dude, caught in 2 minds, baby. You feel? Hey. But what I was gonna say is I was worried about his goal scoring capabilities. And then I did a little study, and he's got 95 career goals.
Really?
Yeah. Let me see if I read that right. But yeah, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of goals.
Wow.
I don't believe that. I said it out loud, and I don't believe
it. So that's just Prim? Wow, that's
no. I mean, that's everything. That's everything.
That'd be like Brazilian play.
Oh
and stuff like that.
In the Premier League.
Premier League.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, and then that puts that puts a whole different shine on stuff like I said, like, well, it's impressive that Laka scored 50 goals when he barely started, but
right.
50 goals is okay, but man, 95 is really scoring.
Let me see if I didn't mess that up. But anyway, that was the first stat I went and looked at because I was like, man, I don't know about this guy. He doesn't score that many goals. He just doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I looked up the stats.
I didn't get to see much preseason. I missed most of those things. I did watch Sevilla, and that was awesome.
I saw the Chelsea game and the Sevilla game, and
watching him work at Sevilla is like you were saying. I was like, oh yeah, he finishes too. Like,
how many Man City goals does Gabriel Jesus have?
According to Manchester City FC, 58 of his goals came in the Premier League, making him the club's joint 5th highest scorer in the league since the introduction of the Premier League in 1992.
So he's got 58 just in the Premier League.
Okay.
So yeah, now I'm getting nervous. Now I'm playing. His energy when he came back to get the ball deep on Friday against Palace. He looked like Laka coming in deep, but he had way more athleticism, to turn and get going.
And when he gets going, he's fat. I think his link-up play is better than Laka's. Not to just be comparing them, but this is what we just came off of at striker, Laka and Abba.
Yeah.
And he's quicker, and I believe probably. Not to disrespect Abba, but I think he's probably going to be a better finisher too.
That's where the
only thing about Abba's goals is that he has his go-to. So he's got 4 shots that he goes to, and he's always. I think Gabriel's got a whole bucket full of.
I would agree with that. He's a half poacher, half. He can do it all. He can poach. He can shoot from outside the box, inside the box. He can get behind. And plus, Abba's, last 10 games, he was awful. Missing sitters, completely.
Yeah.
But,
that's why I had to dial that back. You're right. I can't say that for sure, necessarily. But he is quicker than Abba, and I think his movement's better and stuff like that.
More willing to come down the middle and get the ball and be involved like Laka used to. Mm-hmm. And the only difference is he's able to get back in the box. He was in the box, whether he was dribbling in the box. Sometimes Laka don't be in the box. Sometimes Laka's putting in a challenge. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
and the only other thing too was just with the names that were rumored and things like that, I felt like all of them played in the air, probably where Gabriel didn't.
Right.
And I wouldn't have minded a striker that, could at least go after balls in the air. Well, Gabriel's different. He's a different beast. He still gets in position, but he doesn't fake it like I can play in the air. He just gets into other positions where you could feed it to him. Give it to me to my feet. Just give it to me,
Right. Or do you feel comfortable with Eddie being that option, or should we go try to get a big, striker? Not get one, but you know what I mean. Are you happy with Eddie?
For me, if we can get a big guy on the cheap that is happy to come off the bench and just fill in minutes when we need him, and
get desperate late,
Yeah, it would be cool as having like a kind of a two-headed option to back him up, because there might be times when we want the quicker dude and then Eddie's the guy. And there might be times when, hey, man, we got to scratch out a tough fought win and we need somebody to play in the air. And,
Right.
then maybe
Giroud
you go to
type.
the big guy, Yeah.
Got you.
Peter Crouch.
Crouchy, mate. Well, that's good shit. Zinchenko, I'm solid.
I dig that guy.
Solid.
I don't know why. He's just smooth to me.
Yeah. At some point I would just be just a little curious to see him play with Partey. Maybe get Jacques out a little bit. Maybe give him a rest.
I was going to fill that in when you were talking about it. It's just
because he can't play that role.
I think he can definitely slide in there and do that when we need him to. And we got FA
options
Cup games and things like that. I mean, we're probably going to see it some, I would imagine.
Yeah, we got options.
I don't know if you know. Did you see he let off a Podolski like laser left foot shot?
Yeah, it
was low. It was traveling hard. It had kind of a weird little like fade to it or something. And I was like, this kid, I like this guy.
Yeah, he's sick. Real comfortable with him. I think that's good for Tierney. He's always got an option to just sometimes you got to give injury prone players a rest just to give them a rest. What I mean? Not because there's something wrong with them or, even if they're in good form. If they played a certain amount of games in a row, sometimes you just got to get them out of there, for their own good. Because like him and Partey are very injury prone.
Yes.
To the point where it's like, man, we got to really look after these two,
Yep.
Because we need them to play in big games, especially Partey.
Yeah.
So that's why if we're, we're still talking about transfers, if we're able to get a Tillemans or somebody, kind of with those skills, I would want that. Even though I kind of think like, man, we got enough. I feel good going into the season now. But if we could get one more, because then, depending on opposition, you can mix things up and this team can still get points and we can give players rest. It's all I've ever really wanted for this for Arsenal. And it's an option we've never really had.
Well, like for instance, actually, we'll do our shout out for the back line and stuff like that or whatever. Yeah. But it's a viable option now, and now also remind people like Tomiyasu is the same as Ben White. Like he was a center back that played right back for us.
Right.
Ben White did it today, this last game. Opening up for Saliba. We got so many options along the back. I don't feel shaky at all for one injury or somebody's got to sit a game or something because they got a little knock or something. It's okay. Saliba goes down, Ben White goes in there, let Tomiyasu's at right or however he wants to work it. All the way down to if you got to go to Cedric and Holding, I'm not shaky about that. Like they can play. I'm all right with that. Like
Carling Cup runs, early FA Cup games when you got a Thursday game coming up in the Europa League and it's in Slovenia. You know what I mean? You can rest players for a full week before that match.
Yeah.
And get in there and take care of business. And then, coming back, you can have a Rob Holding play against a damn Fulham or somebody. You know what I mean? So depending on the opposition, you can mix things up. We got options now.
Sure.
And I'm happy. But if we could get Tillemans, we can get one.
Yeah, that was kind of my point about the midfield is if we have to run like this, I do feel like our midfield is, we got players, but if we can add another that just can be part of the mix where we're comfortable with, because like Man City, like Gundogan is great. He's a good damn player.
He don't play every week.
But they can, like last season, he came on because he started performing really good and Pep couldn't get him out of the lineup.
That's a great point.
But 2 years before that, he kind of floated and he got a game here.
He's an injury-prone player too. He gets hurt.
He's had his issues, but being part of that squad and you sit back and just know what kind of talent you have, then that's just great. Like,
Yeah. I forget the one guy. He's English, but he's a center back for Man City. Stones.
Yeah. John
Like
Stones.
sometimes he plays a lot that you never see him, and it's just like, he does. Anyway, we're beating the dead horse. I like the squad depth, but if we can get Tillemans, I'd be happy with that. I feel real confident with that. Let's talk about the damn game on Friday. A London derby, Palace, Selhurst Park, Vieira, pink uniforms. What'd you think about them? Huh?
The kits.
How was the kit? Oh, excuse me, I said uniforms. My English friends are gonna make fun of me.
Kits and boots, my friend. Kits and boots.
Mate. That one fool said, "Bloody hell, it's not cleats, Eric. You say boots over here." Okay.
They're nice, and I know all clubs around Europe they go a season with sporting the pink. Like
I like
kind
it.
of a tradition.
I thought it was cool. I like the fact that we didn't go all pink. We had blue shorts. It was like, come on, this is enough.
No, we've got a style, man. We're wearing a style.
But nah, they were cool. I like the black ones. I think those are sharp.
Black ones look sweet.
I might have to get one. I'm not a jersey guy. You know what I mean? I wear that one, but I bought that years ago. But that black one's sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm mad at myself for even talking about the kids because I make fun of all that shit. Kid release. We're in 6th place. Anyway, the game started out wonderful, tremendous, attacking football, but then it turned into deja vu for me. I'm not gonna lie. I was happy. We won 2-0. Who'd the goals come from?
First one from Martinelli in the box.
Martinelli.
One of the things I praised him from the beginning on is
who scored the second one?
And they called it an own goal.
Own goal. That's right.
We know what's up. We know what's up. Laser right foot from Saka that just deflected in.
Best two-footed young player in the world.
Man, this kid is dynamite. But my praise for Martinelli is that it ended up being a really hard header.
Yeah,
it went over 2 of our players before it fell, and when it got to him, I'm sure he didn't think it was coming to him.
Right.
Like it looked like 2 other guys probably were going to get it before he did, and it just dropped to him. But concentration.
Johnny on the spot.
He's a finisher. I'm telling you, he's a kid that we've seen him miss plenty. But it's in his blood. It's in his blood. He knows how to hunt goals, and he knows how to get in positions. And
I mean, he's got a nice little highlight reel of some classic goals for Arsenal already.
At such a young age, huh? I know.
And in and out of the lineup too. So he Johnny on the spot. He finished that. The set piece, continuing from last year. Beautiful. I forget who kicked it. I think Saka kicked it, but the header by Zinchenko to, you know what I mean, all the way over to Martinelli, like, you know what I mean, because he kicked it long.
Yes,
but Zinchenko was running that way and heads it back across.
Thank you for bringing that up. That was part of my Zinchenko praise. Was wow, like it was a really nice job. And I remember you telling me that way in the beginning. They were like, they say if you can get 3 headers out of it, the defense is in trouble.
Yeah, double header in the box equals a goal or some shit.
Something like that, yeah. So, but yeah, Zinchenko, he got a good header on it, and he put it straight back across, and defense was just lost.
Yeah, no. So I mean, the game was good. First game of the season, we came out energized. The press looked good early on, and I think we took the foot off the brake because, it's early in the season. Fitness levels might not be there, maybe. But that was my only little bit of concern, was the fact that we kind of let them get back into the game in the second half. But,
I think an honest assessment would be that a great result The work on the pitch wasn't as great as the result was. A 2-0 result sounds like we probably handled them pretty good, but there were moments, few moments here and there. I peeked at the stats, and we took the same amount of shots, and they had more possession. We both teams had 10 shots and 2 on goal. We scored ours, and they didn't. You know.
Right. And that's my point. Like a lot of people are going crazy about this win, and you know, I'm happy because of what happened last year. We lost to Brentford.
Yeah.
But all me and you have ever asked for is a good preseason, with your new signings with you.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting a chance to play. You're rotating. The chemistry's coming together. There's no, usually we haven't bought anybody in by now, and the fans are going crazy. Who are we going to sign? What are we doing? And we usually wait till the last day of the season before we bring people in, and we're always getting caught off on the slow foot.
Yeah.
This year, we're prepared. We brought players in. We've had a good pre-season. We're doing all the things you're supposed to be doing.
And they made it a point to even say that, like before last season ended, that they were going to get to their work early and they weren't going to play around. I think Arteta said, I want everybody in camp by July 1st.
Exactly.
And all that stuff. So
when you do those things, you usually, even if you don't play as well as you could play in the first game of the season, you get results. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And all you heard about Palace was, man, it's been a rough preseason. Patrick Vieira doesn't know if he's getting it. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, I know what that's like, baby. Y'all gonna lose today. That's what that's like. We got you.
Yeah.
My standout was Ben White. Before we get out of here, Ben White going up against Zaha, who's a slippery bastard. We all know this, but Ben White handled his own. Tremendous. Now, I know Saliba had a great game, smooth as butter, looks like Virgil out there, a right-footed Virgil doing his thing. But let's give Ben White a little love, man. He's playing out of position, and he was going up against, a guy, I think he had 15 goals or something last year? A scorer. Zaha's good.
Yeah.
People don't like him because of his face and how he looks.
And he's an Arsenal hunter. Like, I mean, he has he's lit us up and given us problems in the past. And Ben White had his hands full and he handled it.
Who you got?
I think my player of the game would be Saliba.
Smooth as silk.
He's
just smooth.
Yeah. When I did a little quick assessment of our three center backs, the main guys or whatever, Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White. I'm impressed by Ben White. He's athletically better than both of them. Athletically.
Yes.
He moves so smooth. Yes. He's got control of his body.
And he picks a better pass.
But for Saliba, a young kid, he's really smart. Like, he's a heady player. I was a little tripping because, I'll be honest, the Sevilla game was my first real long, sustained look at him.
Yeah.
And I thought he moves a little, he's not a smooth athlete like Ben is.
Right.
But he's bigger, he's taller. But I was so impressed by his positioning and his, the way he stays in front of an offensive player, and he knew when to put a burst on and attack somebody or to stay back and stay in front of them. Didn't even have to get physical with anybody. His positioning was so good. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you see Gabriel, sometimes he got to put his hands on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Saliba was just, smooth. He's Virgil-esque, dude. We got our Virgil.
He really is. I saw somebody else say Vincent Kompany style, and I was like,
well, okay. His head just,
I was actually going to go, the thing that read me was Rio Ferdinand, but
Rio was smooth.
Not the greatest athlete, but good enough that he can do his job, but he was smooth. Tremendous. And he understood his job, and he was
tremendous.
Yeah.
Good call on that one. So yeah, man, great to be back. Let me see. Did we
I'm gonna do a quick shout out to like the 3 listeners I know will be here listening. Gooner and Callie, our buddy that always gives us a listen, usually drop us a comment. Little Deuce Stables, the homie from back in the day, and JK in Baltimore. He loves to take the podcast out on his dog walk and listen to us. Always lets us know. Always lets us know when we haven't got the podcast up on time. What's going on?
JK in Baltimore. Now that's good though. That's those are nice shout outs. Me and Little Dupe talk during the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, while I was working. I just accepted the whole new phenomenon. There's going to be games when I'm working, and I'm not even going to try to hide seeing the result. Just let the results flow, and I'm going to watch a game a different way, you know? Right.
Well, you should be all right, I think, because we're getting ready to be a Sunday, Thursday.
Yeah, and if that is, then I've worked it, so hopefully that'll be like the main thing, you know? Mostly get those games in.
Good shit. I want to say thank you to all our African supporters. Walla walla what? Nah, I'm playing. Anyway,
international.
Go to YouTube and subscribe, and we appreciate the love on Facebook.
I'm gonna put an emphasis on that again. Go to YouTube, subscribe, and share with your friends, man. If you like the podcast, just throw a quick little share somewhere where you like to go, man. Twitter, Instagram, whatever you do.
Yeah. Get your shit together is what he's trying to say, I think.
Come on, y'all.
Get your shit together. iTunes, give a review.
What's this episode? 739 or something?
This is 154.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know I got the numbers messed up.
We take summers off. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. That's going to do it. Peace out.
1-0. Peace.
Top of the table.
Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Thank you for tuning into Caught in Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. All feedback is much appreciated. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcasts, at Guna Rush, and at eMarshall Comedy. The music of this podcast is brought to you by Statics. If you like what you hear, please head on over to staticsmusic.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Statics Music. That's STATX Music. Peace.